Nick Isaacson back for another year with the Cincinnati Cyclones. Forward who was traded from Jacksonville last year is going to be back in the 5-1-3 for another campaign. Nick, great to see you, man. Heck of a backdrop you got there. I want to be wherever you're summering. Welcome back. Congrats on the deal, and tell me about your summer. Where are things at these days?
Oh, thank you very much. Well, I've just been hanging out in back home in Ontario here, just outside Toronto. So started out with a little thumb surgery. That was a quick recovery, probably about 6 weeks. And then after that, I've just been training, doing lots of skating, working out, a lot of golf, quite a bit of golf actually. So hopefully get a few more rounds in before the season starts.
How's the game looking?
It's looking well, it's the best it's ever been. So
Really? All
I'm
right.
sure I'll lose quite a bit of it once the season starts and you don't get to golf for 6 to 8 months or whatever, but we'll get it back next summer.
So hand surgery, the thumb, that's all good to go here for the next campaign.
Yeah, it's good to go. Yeah,
That's
it
awesome.
was kind of a pain to start. I had a cast on for like 6 weeks, but with all the rehab and everything, it's moving just like it used to now.
That's awesome. That's great to
Yeah.
hear. And obviously you're back home. You getting to see family, friends. I know it's a lot of training and skating, but do you get to kind of unwind a little bit and see your people too?
Yeah, quite a bit. I had a couple trips. I went out to Calgary, saw my brother for his wedding, did a little bachelor
Nice.
party out there as well in BC. Um, where else did I go? Just had a little golf trip in Niagara on the weekend, so trying to get away a little and reset here before the season starts.
I'm constructing a poll. When you fly out of Toronto, do you prefer to go out of Pearson or Billy Bishop downtown?
I've actually never been out of Billy Bishop. I've only been to
No
Pearson,
way.
but it's kind of a disaster, as you've heard,
Yeah.
I'm sure. Everyone has their
Yeah.
problems there.
Yeah. I guess it's a smaller airport downtown, but
Yeah.
yeah, any way you can avoid that. Well, that's a good segue into, some of our biggest news from the offseason, the Cyclones starting up the affiliation with the Maple Leafs. As a Ontario boy yourself who grew up playing hockey, is that add a little extra spice and excitement here coming into this next season, knowing that you're a part of a Leafs affiliation?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I've been a Leafs fan since I've been growing up, so still watch them now. It's tough to watch in playoffs sometimes, but it'd be cool to see some of their prospects come down and get to play with some of those guys. And gonna be a lot of good players there, so I'm sure that's gonna be great.
Yeah, I mean, just from a personal standpoint, does that get you going too, knowing that there's a good chance, and you look at some of the signings since he's already made that you're going to be playing with some pretty great players to kind of help you out with your game.
Yeah, for sure. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to come back. I mean, it was a tough year last year. The second half of the year, we didn't have a great season, but I think we're gonna have a lot of great guys coming back and getting the opportunity to play with some of those Leafs prospects and Marley's guys and all the great guys we had back last year. Some of those guys. I think it's going to elevate my game a little and help me get to that next level for sure.
You talked about last year a little bit, and it was a weird one. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with you on that. But I'm kind of remembering a point, February, when there were so many different injuries, guys going up
Mm-hmm.
and down. And it seemed like you really just found a groove. You were playing a lot of minutes, you were playing some top line minutes, really found your scoring touch, and, obviously still keeping that physicality. Did you kind of hit a point in that season where you were feeling really, really good about your own game as a whole?
For sure, yeah. To start off, I was so last summer I was coming off of a major shoulder surgery, so
Mm.
that was actually my second shoulder surgery on the same one. So I didn't really have a ton of summer training where I could, use my full upper body strength and get that back to normal. So um, even in August, September, like I was just recovering, like just getting back to normal. And the first couple months of the season, I didn't really have a ton of confidence in my shoulder, just
Mm.
going in the corners and playing physical or whatnot. It worried me a little, but once December hit, I felt great. My shoulder felt a lot better, and I just started playing with a little more confidence, I guess, knowing that I'm not going to get injured again, hopefully. But yeah, so that was tough. But after a while, like I felt pretty good.
Yeah, I'm remembering one shorthanded bomb of yours coming
Yeah.
down the left wing. So yeah, more of
Mhm.
that, more of that.
More of that,
Uh,
yeah.
how much pride do you take as a player of really flexing a lot of different muscles? No pun intended. You can play PK minutes, you can get down into the corners, you have that scoring touch. But also, it seemed like last year when things got a little dicey, and obviously in the Central Division, there's some good opponents and some guys that can
Yeah.
throw them. You were always willing and ready. How much pride do you take in having that be a part of your game?
Yeah, that's for sure a big part of my game. I mean, it helps add a little consistency to my game as well. I can score, contribute once in a while, or hopefully more next year. But the games where I'm not doing that, if I can add a little more physicality or fight or do something like that, I feel like it gets me into the game a little more and provides something else other than scoring or making plays, which I try to do as well. But I think having that in my bag, I think it gives me a little more confidence, just playing bigger and stronger and more consistent.
You talked a little bit about, your decision to come back here to Cincinnati from the hockey side. Last year, you're in Jacksonville, you get traded up here to the Midwest. What did you learn about Cincinnati, this area? What did you like about it that just from a lifestyle standpoint that's made you want to come back for another season?
I loved it. I think it's a great city. There's obviously the football team, the baseball team, and we lived like 25 minutes out of town, so it's nice you can get into the country a little and get away from town. You're not too far, but you can still go out for nice dinners and do all the big city things, and then you can also, you know, get away from it as well, which I loved. We lived in a great area in London, Loveland, sorry, and yeah, we really enjoyed it.
Yeah, a really good balance. And we'll see
Yeah,
you in just a matter of a couple weeks here. It's coming up in
right.
no time.
Yeah, I'm
So
super excited.
excited to have you back, Nick. Looking forward to seeing you. And thanks for taking the time, man. We'll catch up with you soon.
All right, thanks a lot.